Hey there, friends, and welcome back to another 3-Minute Thoughts. My name is Derek, and if you're new here, here's what we do. One chapter of the New Testament, 3 minutes or so, and an honest look at what's actually happening in the text. You don't have to sign a statement of belief, just bring a little bit of curiosity. Today, we're going to be in Mark chapter 8. We've already gone through the entire book of Matthew, and we're now 8 chapters in. This chapter opens with another feeding miracle. Thousands of people, not nearly enough food, or at least that's what the scene looks like from our perspective. And this is the second time this has happened. It's a bit repetitive, or at least that's what we think, until you notice some details. The disciples are still worried about scarcity. They've already seen this happen once, but anxiety has a fairly short-term memory. Jesus multiplies the loaves yet again. Everyone eats yet again. And there are leftovers yet again. And yet, almost immediately, the religious leaders demand a sign from heaven, something bigger, something undeniable. But this time, Jesus refuses. Not because he can't, but because signs don't create trust where openness doesn't exist. No sign would be big enough for them. Anyway, then comes a quiet but telling moment. There's a boat. The disciples panic because they forgot bread. Jesus warns them about the yeast of the Pharisees and Herod, meaning the subtle influence of skepticism mixed with pride and political power. But they think he's still talking about lunch. He responds with a series of questions. Do you have eyes but fail to see, ears but you just can't seem to hear anything? He's telling them that what's been in front of them the whole time has been something that was for their learning, but they didn't understand it because they were looking for something else. Another way to ask this is Jesus the Jesus you're looking for? Because for them, Jesus wasn't the Savior they were looking for. They were looking for somebody else because Jesus didn't do the things they thought the Savior would do. So then Mark places a strange miracle right in the middle of all this. A blind man is healed, but in stages. First, he sees people like trees walking around. Then his sight becomes clear. That detail kind of matters because right after that, Jesus asks the most important question in the gospel. Who do you say that I am? Now, Peter answers correctly, you are the Christ. But when Jesus explains that his path includes suffering and death, Peter immediately resists. He can see, but he cannot see clearly. Mark 8 is about partial vision, about how we can witness provision, we can hear teaching, we can even say the right words. And we can still misunderstand what's right in front of us. We can see trees instead of people. The chapter closes with a fairly hard line. Whoever wants to save their life will lose it. No fluff. It's just an invitation and a bit of a disruption in the way we understand life. Hey friends, that's been Mark chapter 8. Thanks for taking a few minutes and slowing down with me this morning to engage in what God's teaching us today. Be well, friends.